So I wanted to do a very short video today, just as a kind of way to start your day on a good note. So my favorite way to start the day is with a good cup of coffee and some yoga, and cats if they'll join us this morning. So to start off today, I'm actually going to run over to the kitchen and make some coffee, and then we're going to start with a meditation with the coffee. So if you don't like coffee, of course you could get tea or juice or even just a glass of water, but we're going to start our meditation with some mindful drinking of the coffee or whatever beverage you like. So I will be right back, and then we can get started. Okay, so now I have my coffee. It's a nice Mexican roast that I have from my favorite coffee shop. And whatever you have, just holding it in your hands, try to find a way that you can relax and find a meditative position with this. So making sure you're not spilling, but just trying to relax your hands, your shoulders, and then feeling the warmth on your fingertips. Imagining that warmth is traveling through your hands, up your arms, warming your whole body just from that one point of contact with the cup. And then relaxing your gaze, you can either relax it to your hands, to the floor, or if you're not worried about spilling, you can close your eyes. And then noticing any other sensations, maybe smells, sounds in the room. Just anything that draws your attention, just take note of it. And then take 3 deep breaths, so breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Two more times, big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last one, deepest breath in and out. And then just shifting the breath to breathe only through the nose if you can, if that's comfortable. But continuing to take those deep and long breaths in and out through the nose. And then after a few rounds of breath, once you're feeling really relaxed and grounded, just take a sip of your coffee or tea. And maybe paying even more attention than you normally do. Noticing the taste, the feeling in the mouth and the throat as you take that sip, the warmth moving down through your body. And then taking another sip, seeing if you can notice anything different this time. And with each sip, paying a little bit more attention to every sensation. And between each sip, just taking a few deep breaths, really trying to slow this down. I know for me, I often drink my coffee very quickly because it's so good, but really allowing this exercise to help us to slow down in every way. And just repeating a few more times. Moving slowly and with awareness. So you can either repeat this a few more times until you've finished your beverage, or you can set it aside and we'll do a little bit of movement, but I will say that either finish or set your coffee or tea aside because I know I've come dangerously close to knocking down my tea or coffee many times when I'm doing yoga after or while drinking coffee. So we will take a few minutes and then come back to the mat. So meeting back in a comfortable seated position. And on your next breath in, sweep your arms up over your head, and then exhale the hands down. Big breath in, stretching tall, and exhale, hands down. One more time, big breath in, reach up, and exhale, arms settle to your sides. Now leaning over to the right, reach over, side body stretch, and back through center. Now inhaling up and over to the left, exhale, center. Inhaling, stretch to the right, and back to center. And again, over to the left, extending long, and center. One more time, reaching even just a little bit further to the right, and back up, and then over to the left, and through center. Now we'll do some seated cats and cows. So bringing hands to knees, shoulders roll back on your inhale, and exhale, dropping the head, rounding the spine. Inhaling, heart lifts forward. Exhale, press into the hands and round your upper back. And then just move a few more times here with your own breath, adding in as much movement as feels good for your body right now. Now sweeping the left hand up and over towards your right shoulder, and right hand towards left elbow. It's okay if you can't reach all the way, but just finding the stretch in your shoulders, and breathe. And then releasing the hands, coming back through center, and then right hand up and over towards your left shoulder, and left hand towards right elbow. Breathing and finding the stretch and opening in your shoulders. And then hands release down, and then interlace your fingers behind your back. Really lift your chest and look up, and then fold forward. And again, you'll feel the stretch in your shoulders here as you bring your hands up as far as they can go. And then slowly rise back to seated. So now we'll make our way up onto our knees. And make sure that you can kneel comfortably, so you might need to get on a pillow or something soft. And then extend your right leg out to the side. Maybe shifting your weight back and forth a few times, bending and straightening the right knee. And then we'll work the right leg towards straight. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, tip over to the right, finding a side stretch. Breathing a few times here. And then we'll come back through center and then tip over to the left. And I should have had a block here, so if you have a block handy or something to lean on, you can use that. Just finding your side stretch on the other side. And then slowly rise up. And then inhaling both arms up, reaching forward as far as you can. And you can bring your hands to the ground. And almost like a child's pose, sink the hips back as far as you can comfortably. And take a few breaths, feeling the stretch in your hips. And then we'll just make our way to the other side, so left leg extending out. And again, bending and straightening a few times. And then making that left leg come towards straight. Inhaling, arms reach up. And exhale, reach over to the left, finding your side stretch. Breathing into your right side. Inhale through center. And exhale over to the right, again, using a block or a prop if you need to. Breathing into your side body. Slowly rise, reaching up, and then fold forward, hinging from the hips. Hands come to the ground and sink the hips back. Take a few rounds of breath. And then very slowly walking the hands back and coming out of the pose. And then we'll make our way to tabletop. So stacking your shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. And then from here, just shifting the weight forward and back a few times. Shifting the weight into the hands, stretching out the wrists. Make sure to use your core muscles here to keep your back flat. And then just moving into some cats and cows. So inhaling, shoulders back. Exhaling, round the spine. Inhaling, belly drops, shoulders back. And exhaling, round the spine. Remember that you can keep a slight bend in your elbows here, protecting the joints. Just moving forward and back with your breath. And then from here, we're going to extend the right leg back, flexing the foot, straightening the leg. And then on your exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg extends back. Exhale, knee to nose. Moving with your breath. Exhaling, curl in. Inhaling back. And then just dropping the foot down onto the toes and shifting the weight forward and back here. So you should feel a stretch in your calf muscles. Just shifting forward and back. And then coming back to a neutral tabletop. We'll take the other side, so left leg back. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Moving with your breath. Engaging the core. And then again, dropping the toes back and shifting your weight forward and back over your hands. Feeling the stretch in the back of your leg. So now we'll step both feet back, finding a high plank, pressing into the hands and feet, engaging the core and finding that nice long flat back. And holding here, maybe until the cat moves out of the way. And then slowly lowering all the way down to the mat. And we'll start with a baby cobra, so pressing into your forearms, just lift your head, your neck, and your chest slightly away from the mat, arching the back, pressing the hips into the mat. And then slowly lower the head, pausing for a second, and then bringing the hands a little bit further back, pressing into the hands, maybe lifting your chest a little bit higher off of the mat. Maybe you can even lift your hands off of the mat, really engaging the back. And then slowly lower back down. Finally, pressing all the way up into upward facing dog. Maybe the hips lift off of the mat, pressing into the tops of the feet. And then lifting the hips up and back, find downward facing dog. And we'll just take one downward dog today, so take some time, walk it out. Keep a deep bend in your knees and maybe stay on your toes. Adding in any movements that feel good. And then step the right foot forward between the hands. Drop the left knee, curling the toes under. And then just rise up into your crescent lunge. Maybe bringing your hands to your thigh. Just taking a few breaths here, finding the stretch. And then bring your hands down to the inside of your foot. Now I'm coming all the way down to lizard because I wanted to put my head on the cat. But you can stay up on your hands or slowly lower towards your forearms. And then we'll come back up, pressing into the hands, curling the back toes under, and then stepping back to plank. Lower through chaturanga, try not to squish your cat. Upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. And then from here, just taking it to the other side, stepping the left foot forward, and then lowering the right knee down, finding the crescent lunge, maybe bringing hands to your hips or to your thigh, and taking a few deep breaths. And only sinking into your hips as far as feels comfortable, so you want to feel a stretch, but no pain or strain here. And then bringing your hands to the inside of your left foot and lowering down to forearms if you can, or just staying on your hands, maybe bending your elbows and seeing if you can sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. And taking a few rounds of deep breath, feeling the stretch in your hip. Slowly coming up to your hands, pressing into hands and stepping back through plank. And then this time, lowering all the way down, as I'm trying to do, but the cat is in the way. And then bringing your hands by your sides behind you. On your next breath in, lifting your chest up, lifting your feet up. Really engaging the low back. And then relaxing down. Maybe bringing one cheek to the mat or your cat. Taking a few breaths here, really relaxing completely into the mat. And then take your right hand to your right foot. And again, pressing into your hips, lifting your chest up, lifting the back foot off of the mat. Maybe extending the left arm forward. Deep breathing in your half bow. And then slowly lower all the way down, relaxing the head. And then taking it to the other side, left hand to left foot, right hand and leg, reaching. Deep breathing. and slowly release down. And for our last time, we'll take full bow. So taking both feet to both hands, pressing back with the feet, lifting the heart, the chest, gaze lifts, maybe rocking forward and back. And make sure that you're on a padded surface here so you're not hurting your hips. I should have said that earlier. Really finding the stretch in the shoulders, the upper back, the low back, opening. And then when you're ready, very slowly release. Maybe let the feet sway side to side, shaking it out. And then we'll just press our way up and make our way up to seated. So take a few moments to make any adjustments that you need to find your most comfortable seated position. So maybe grabbing a pillow or just adjusting your posture and shifting around until you feel that you're in a place where you can sit completely comfortably. And maybe closing your eyes or relaxing your gaze towards the ground. Bring your attention back to your breathing. Find the steady rhythm of your breath. And maybe focus on lengthening just your exhale. So with every breath out, seeing if you can breathe out for 1 second longer. And then maybe you'll notice that as you extend those exhales, your inhales extend too. So that every breath is a little bit deeper and fuller than the one that came before it. And just take 1 more minute here, focusing only on your breath, allowing yourself to enjoy this stillness before you move into the rest of your day. And if any thoughts start to creep in, just let them pass as quickly as they came. And when you're ready, slowly blink your eyes open, maybe bringing your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for starting your day with me. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I hope that your coffee didn't get too cold, and I hope that you'll join again for another video. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.